Our plant mystery box is worth it. I'm going to show you the results that I've had from one that I bought a few months ago, how I've managed to get 5 propagations from one piece of Hoya Bella that came through, and also some unexpected pests that I encountered along the way and how I tackled them. So just as a recap, here's what I got in the mystery box and how it arrived. I received a rooted cutting of a Monstera pinetti partita, an unrooted cutting of a philodendron pink princess. This had a piece of stem on it with some aerial roots, an unrooted piece of ZZ Zenzi, and an unrooted piece of Hoya Bella. So we'll start with this wonderful Monstera pinetti partita. I thought this was going to be the easiest, as this one came with an established root ball already. However, this one seemed to take a little bit longer to acclimatise or settle in, unless it's just a slow grower, but it seemed that way as it just kept its 2 leaves, which is a good sign. It wasn't dropping leaves or these weren't dying off, so a good sign that it was still taking up water and nutrients and it had been potted alright, but it wasn't showing any signs of new growth. So I was a little bit worried that it was taking so long. However, if you can see there, it has got a new leaf just there. That's the first new leaf since I've had it for maybe a couple of months since it's been potted up. So hopefully that will grow into one of these lovely textured leaves that you can see here, and hopefully that's going to be the first of many. So whether it is just a slow grower and I just had to be patient, or if it has just taken its time to settle in, and now that it's settled and it's growing again, hopefully there will be more new leaves on the way. So this philodendron pink princess was definitely the prize of the order. This was a lovely surprise unwrapping this and seeing the nice bright pink on the leaves. This again took quite a while to develop roots, and I was a little bit worried at one point that the piece of stem that it was on had started to rot in the water while it was waiting. However, after cleaning it off, it seemed to be okay, and thankfully no issues after that. If you can see there, look at all those roots that have now developed on that. Not only a really good selection of roots there, but also there's, where my hand is, a new shoot with a new leaf coming up from the base of the stem. So we've got roots and we've got new growth, which is a fantastic sign. So I'll be potting this up really shortly, and then hopefully that will continue to grow and we'll get some further growth on that going forwards as well, and that will become an established plant. So now the next one, this ZZ Zenzi plant, which I received as this lovely, healthy, quite a thick stem with all these lovely glossy leaves. I placed this straight into soil, as ZZ plants don't like too much water, so I thought it better to try and propagate it directly in soil. This has been in place for maybe a couple of months since I bought the box, and I haven't seen much change with it, to be honest. So there's been no new growth. However, a positive sign, there's been no discoloration or death of the leaves or dropping of the leaves. So this must be taking up nutrients and water from the soil. And while I haven't taken the soil away to have a look and see if there are any roots, if I do give it a gentle tug, there is resistance, it's staying in the soil. If there weren't any roots there, I imagine it would just slip out, as it was just a plain smooth stem. So there must be roots developed at the bottom there, and this plant has now become established where it is. So really pleased with this one and happy that it's still healthy. Hoping for new growth or signs of new growth soon, whether that's new leaves or the start of a new stem. Now the last one is the Hoya Bella, which I managed to get quite a few propagations from. So if you remember the recap, this came as one long piece. As it was quite a long piece, I wanted to hedge my bets in case it didn't take, so I cut it into 2 and made 2 propagations out of it. So as you can see there, it's developed a lot of roots on the bottom of both of those. If I just take these out of the water, it's probably going to drip all over the desk now. But just to show you, it's not only developed roots, just like the others, we've got roots and we've got new pieces of growth there, so new stems coming up, which is a great sign. And this one's kept all of its leaves. This one did lose all of its leaves during the propagation process, but it did stay alive and it's developed roots and this piece of new growth here. So another really good turnout for this propagation. As with any propagation or stem propagation, I removed the lower leaves to put this in the water. I didn't want to waste the leaves, so I thought I'd try my luck by putting them in some soil. So I just put the end of the leaves, or the sort of petioles, in the surface of the soil and kept this moist. The reason I did this in soil was because I didn't think the leaves would necessarily sit in water, they'd just float around. So just put them in this soil, and these have actually developed, if I can take one out, roots themselves. This is one of them, as you can see. It's got a long root on the bottom of the leaf there. And these other two leaves, I'll put that back in the pot properly in just a second. These other two leaves have got little handfuls of leaves on the bottom, little handfuls of roots even, on the bottom of them too. So that's 5 propagations from one piece that came in the mystery box. So depending on the size of the pieces that you might get in your mystery box, you might be able to multiply them further and increase your chances of a successful propagation and filling your pot once they hopefully successfully propagate. So I'm going to put all of these little leaves and these stems all together in one pot to fill it out, and hopefully they will take and establish really well too. Now, I did mention at the start that I did have some problems with pests during the propagation process, and I, for some reason, naively thought that pests wouldn't attack propagations. I don't know why I thought that. Maybe because some of them were sort of maybe soil-based pests as well, and these were in water, so I didn't think they would attack, but they did. So this Hoyabella that I've got here was quite prone to pest attack during the propagation process. As you can see here on this leaf, you can see the white bit where it was damaged by, I think there were thrips, little black things going all over the leaves and attacking it. So I managed to get rid of them just by sort of washing it off and keeping an eye on it. And that's kind of why this bit of stem lost all its leaves. It was too late for this bit. However, thankfully this survived and got the new growth. But one other thing that I did notice was fungus gnats, which I have always assumed just liked soil, lay their eggs in soil, actually started attacking these plants as well. So where this was in water, if you can see that dark piece on the stem, there's a little dark patch on the stem. This was where the level of the water was, and the fungus gnats even attached themselves to the stem in like a group and congregated on the surface of the water. So it was really strange to see, and actually quite gross as well to see them all just congregated on there. So I managed to wash them off and clean the stem. It's obviously left a little bit damaged as it's left some discoloration on the stem, but managed to clean that off in time before it did any permanent damage to this stem. So do bear that in mind. If you didn't know that was possible, pests can get your propagations. If you've had any experiences of that, please share in the comments below so that I can be more conscious of it with future propagations and keep an eye out for pests trying to attack them. I've actually got my next video, or my previous video should I say, is all about how to tackle fungus gnats and bonus pest spray. So if you haven't watched it yet, do check that out, and then hopefully that'll help you get rid of them if you do find them in your plant collection. But overall, once the pests were removed, still got healthy propagations, so really happy with these. So are plant mystery boxes worth it? In my opinion, yes, based on my experience. However, I have only tried one at the moment, and I definitely will be returning to that same seller, which was Poppetplants on Etsy. However, all plant sellers are not equal, so you will get different sellers selling different quality items. But is it worth giving a go for the prices that you might pay for it? Definitely worth giving a go, as it's a good way to get some of these rarer type plants into your collection for less. So this box overall was £30 for the box, and I've got a Philodendron Pink Princess, a Hoyabella, lots of propagations from this, a ZZ Zenzi, and a Monstera Pinnatipartita, and all of them have been successfully propagated and rooted now. So really pleased with my mystery box, and I hope that if you do decide to get one and give it a go, I hope you have the same success that I have. I hope you found this video useful in showing you what I received in my plant mystery box and the results of my propagations. If you've bought a mystery box in the past, let us know how you got on in the comments below. Did you have the same positive experience or possibly a different one? If you'd like to see more plant related content, then please hit the subscribe button, and we'll have new content every week, usually on a Sunday. Hit the like button if you found this video useful or enjoyable, and as always, thank you for watching. Grow your well-being.